Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle Court Jai-Alai. Tonight's game day will feature the Cyclones and the Renegades. Let's begin with player introductions for tonight's game day. We'll be introducing first the away team, the Cyclones. Out first, number 37, Rock. Number 22, Bueno. Number 23, Ikeda. Number 44, Amigarena. Number 69, Iñaki. And the captain, number 17, Manu. And now the home team, the Renegades. From Fort Lauderdale, Florida, number 92, Flores. From Pau, France, number 14, Stan. From Miami, Florida, number 7, Ben. From Mutriku in the Basque Country, number 40, Goenaga. From Zumaya in the Basque Country, number 38, Urbieta. And the captain from Mutriku in the Basque Country, number 20, Gasheri. And with that, the players salute you, the fans, and we are ready to begin tonight's game day. And with the introductions aside, I want to welcome everybody into another edition of the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you this Friday night matchup between the Cyclones and the Renegades. How you doing tonight, Stu?
Doing great, Andrew. Friday night, time to play Jai-Alai.
Take a quick look at the standings before we get started tonight. Late season game day here as the Renegades are gearing up hopefully towards the playoffs. Just have to lock in a few more points to secure that spot. The Cyclones all the way at the bottom. If they make a late push, they're going to have to win tonight's game day and then some. We'll see how it goes tonight, beginning with second division doubles. Ikeda and Manu out there for the Cyclones. Just 1-6 so far in the regular season. They're taking on Gasheri and Ben, who've gone 5-3. Winners of 4 of their last 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our first match of the evening. Ikeda has the serve for the Cyclones. Ikeda serves, we begin. Manu from the 11 line on the backhand to the inside. Here's Gasheri. Ben from the 12, hard to the inside. Ikeda takes it on the forehand. Gasheri calls for the rebote. Too high, that hit the overhead screen. First point of the evening goes to Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. A reminder of the scoring here in Battle Court. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match.
And last time both of these teams played were against one another Renegades won that game day 4-2, and more specifically this matchup, Gaucheri and Ben won 6-3, 6-5 in straight sets. For Ikeda and Manu to get on the board here, they're gonna need to shut down Gaucheri, who's one of the best on the roster, if not the best.
Here's a backhand by Ben. Here's a backhand by Ben. Ben from the 11 line to the inside. Rebote forehand by Gaucheri. Caught in the air by Ikeda. Ikeda looks to get it back. Ben's there. Manu plays it high. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall comes out. Fire to the inside. Manu's there again. Ben has this on the forehand. Manu crossing the side wall. Gaucheri calls for the rebote. Ben with the catch at the 12 line. Hard to be inside. Rebote left side to the inside. Manu's there. Ben now from the 11. Ikeda goes for the corner. This Rebote is coming out at the side wall. Gaucheri. Play to the inside. Scooped beautifully by Manu on the left side. Manu calls for the catch. Backhand from the 10. Ben's there. Big backhand by Manu. Rebote coming out. Gaucheri, forehand Rebote. Sidearm caught by Manu before the first bounce. Here's Ben. Rebote forehand. Ikeda gets in there. Good grab there at the 9 line. Rebote for Gaucheri. Hard to the inside, along the wall it goes. Ikeda saves the Rebote. He passes. What a catch by Ben, made high on the left side. Mid-court placement in the backcourt, stopped by Manu. Crossing the wall, Ben's there, great catch. Rebote forehand, cut by Manu. Ben from the 11 to the inside. At the side wall, Manu is there. Rebote again for Gaucheri from the left side. That ball hit the overhead screen. 2 points for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. Ikeda has a serve.
Yeah, Gaucheri trying to change the pace a little bit on that Rebote. It looked like more of a violent swing, a little more power, and you see it just escaped a little bit up in the overhead screen and out of play. You know, if the Cyclones can maintain this style and this rally game, they certainly have a shot here.
Manu, low backhand to the inside.
Oh, no
miscommunication on the Renegades. This point will go to Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. With 3 points, Ikeda serves. And by miscommunication, you know, when you're playing with Gaucheri, it's really hard to know which ones he's going to call for and which ones he's not. Ben does it as well as anyone on the Renegades. But Gaucheri kind of knew that this ball wasn't going to come out. And that's what wound up happening. There's a catch by Ben, backhand. Wall to wall. Robote forehand for the bounce. Ben moves up, gets in there, makes a fine grab. It's a nice save at the 10 line. Ikeda, forehand, straight back, Ben's there. Catch by Manu. Gaucheri calls for it. Plays it up high. Ikeda comes cross court, takes it in the air. Manu now on the forehand from the 11 line. Outside placement, Gaucheri takes it in the air. Carom by Gaucheri lands in and scores. It's a fine shot by Gaucheri. First point for the Renegades in the first set. Gaucheri has a serve.
Yeah, let's see if that'll be the shot that'll get Gaucheri going. I mean, you start off in the match, cold ball. It's a little bit easier to take a player out of it. Like Gaucheri, you can just keep floating these backhands to Ben on the inside, and that's kind of what the Cyclones have been doing.
What a catch by Manu off a beautiful serve by Gaucheri. Gaucheri with a hop, turns around, plays the Robote. Ikeda in the 7. Ben's there. Backhand from the 11. Ben again, powerful throw. Robote coming out. Robote forehand. Ikeda on the right side, at the 7 line, 2 pass, wall to wall. Outside placement of the forehand, Robote is stopped by Ikeda, Carom by Ikeda. Perfectly thrown to score, well executed by Ikeda. Cyclones leading 4-1, Ikeda has the serve. Smart play by Ikeda, he doesn't throw a lot of shots, but that was really well done.
Look, and he needed to throw a good one. Ben was charging on the outside. The Renegades kind of run this play where Gaucheri's trapped and then Ben comes around and maybe picks off some shots on the outside, but he threw that one so well, there was no chance to get there. 4-1 lead early on. Ikeda Manu looking strong.
There's a backhand by Ben. Catch by Manu. Robote forehand, straight back up the middle. Gaucheri alone for the Robote. High and inside. And that scores. Well thrown by Gaucheri powerfully. And scoring in the backcourt. 2 points for Gaucheri and Ben. Gaucheri serves.
Well, Manu has a knack for difficult catches and more specifically ones right along the side wall. I mean, that was tough, but even Manu, he was a little bit frustrated with himself. He couldn't bring that one in. Nice placement there to get the Renegades their 2nd point.
Big backhand. What a catch by Ben. Backhand from the 11 line. Manu from the 12. Ben, difficult catch at the sidewall, deep in the backcourt. Manu is there. Powerful backhand by Manu right to the corner. Robote forehand by Gaucheri. Picked up by Manu on the left side. Manu will take this on the forehand. Ben, tough catch on the backhand. Good control, powerful backhand follows. Manu from the 12 line. Rotate forehand with control by Gaucheri. Backhand by Manu. A bullet to the corner. Rotate left side by Gaucheri again. Ikeda now from the 8 line. Backhand on the wall. Stopped by Ben at the 12 line. Ikeda again. Backhand. Robote forehand. Robote left side by Gaucheri. Took off and hit the overhead screen. That is 5 points for Ikeda and Manu, giving the Cyclones possible set point.
Well, that's rare. What, 3-1 set from Gaucheri? I mean, unforced airs off the Robote.
They've been escaping. It doesn't even look like he's throwing that hard in particular. But they're escaping.
But just escaping, yeah. Oh, another break, and now a couple points for the Cyclones to work with to close out this first set. Really strong play. Manu really controlling things from the backcourt, too.
There's a backhand by Ben. Robote. Robote forehand, low and hard. Powerful right side by Manu. Gaucheri from the 9 line. Post up 2-all. Stopped by Ikeda. Ikeda low and hard. Will score. Point and set for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. They win the first set 6-2. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
Yeah, so Ikeda Manu, strong start, 6-2. They defeat Gaucheri and Ben in that opening set, but still just 1 set out of 2. Needed to win the match.
They did everything right.
Yeah.
Did everything right. Ikeda made solid catches. Court positioning was good. Communication specifically between Manu and Ikeda was spot on.
Yeah, I love Manu's play. I love his energy in that first set. I thought he was throwing the ball particularly hard, which is good to see early on. It's a good thing when Ikeda's touching fewer balls. I mean, Manu is just simply controlling play from the backcourt, making life difficult for us. Watch out there. That was a nice play by, don't know what the relation, mother
and
but
sis.
That was a good reflex.
Ben's been doing a really good job of that all season long. When Gaucheri gets trapped to the inside, Ben covers the outside. He has stopped a number of 2-walls, just not there.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a good one. I mean, you see Ikeda picks it off pretty easily, and then Ben getting out there for the Robote and just not going to come his way. Ikeda, you know, a couple of opportunities he cashed in. You see that one there, the carom a little bit earlier. So, look, I mean, if he can play like that and Manu controls things from the back, I think that's a good recipe for success for this Cyclones team.
You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. Friday night Jai-Alai. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Focus on the Cyclones. See Rock there. Looking a little bit more serious than we've seen Rock in recent past. Got a match coming up.
Yeah, he's playing coming up. He's got to wait a little while. He'll be playing that final match, Ikeda and Rock against Goenaga and Flores. It's always interesting to get that, you know, just one match played of the day and it's the last one. We'll see how he responds to that. As we'll see how the Renegades respond here in this second set. Gaucheri always has an answer.
Oh, there's no question he's fired up going into the second set.
And if you're going to get him, it's going to be early on in the match with a cold ball. But when things start to heat up and these Robotes start coming out a little bit further, we've talked about how Gaucheri's just as dangerous off the Robote with the shots as he is catching the ball in the air.
100%.
So, you know, you can play that strategy in set 1. Yeah, set 2, we'll see how it works out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our second set. Gaucheri has the serve for the Renegades. Gaucheri serves, we begin. Manu on the left side, stopping the ball before it crosses the side wall. Manu from the forehand at the 11 line, over the top, blowing hard to the inside. Ben's there. Backhand from the 12. Robote saved by Ikeda, did not have his footing. Sent that ball to the overhead screen. First point of the second set for Gaucheri and Ben. Gaucheri serves.
Yeah. And also, you know, on the contrary, Gaucheri with a warmer ball, he might start to play a few more, and Ikeda out for the Cyclones start to play a few more balls too. Gaucheri's going to try to keep Manu out of it as much as he can here, and that's certainly easier as this ball's going to carry and travel further as it heats up.
Beautiful catch by Manu off a hard serve by Gaucheri. Gaucheri hangs into the backcourt to make the play. Robote forehand by Ikeda, caught low by Gaucheri. Catch by Ikeda on the forehand. He passes. Gaucheri calls for the Robote. Here's the backhand by Manu. On the wall, Ben's there. Backhand from the 12 line. Robote coming out. Below Robote lands perfect to score. 2 points for Gaucheri and Ben. Ben has to replace his Cinta. Take a moment out for an equipment change.
That is exactly what we're talking about. You know, you play those long rebotes in the first set, they can only come out so far.
Absolutely.
The second set, I mean, that's up at the 4 or 5 line. Gaucheri just rips it outside, and Ikeda's nowhere to be found.
Well, especially once Gaucheri gets warmed up like that. Once again, Ben broke a piece of equipment, that Cinta that keeps that cesta on his hand. Went to make a change. Usually only takes a minute or two. Here in our second set. Well, it looks like he's, according to that camera angle, he is looking for a Cinta. Found it.
There he is, ready to go.
You may be curious as to know what that piece of large furniture in the locker room is. It showed up one day. I have no real way of explaining. Yeah, don't ask about anything going on back there, folks. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Ben will get his cesta tied up, and we'll continue.
Exactly the turnaround that the Renegades needed to begin set number 2, though. I mean, as you can tell, too, Gaucheri's been aggressive. He's fired a couple of shots early on, so Ikeda's going to have to be ready.
Ben's got his Cinta. Play will continue. Gaucheri serves. Manu for the rebote to the inside. Gaucheri has it to 6th line. Back to the inside. Manu reads it, stops it, returns it hard. Ben with the catch. Manu now from the 11 line. A backhand to the inside. Low coming out of the rebote. Gaucheri makes the save to the outside. Ikeda on the play. Good catch by Gaucheri. Forehand rebote straight back. Good catch by Ben. Rebote left side for the big bounce. Read by Manu. He gets in there, makes a great catch. Ben's there. Backhand from the 11. Manu on the forehand from the 11 line. Manu again, right side. 2 pass, wall-to-wall rebote. The inside, Gaucheri puts it on the wall. Manu is there. Excellent catch by Manu at the back wall. Ikeda, forehand rebote to pass. Gaucheri calls for it. Manu with the catch on the bounce at the 13. Rebote forehand saved by Gaucheri. Ikeda will take it on the forehand at the 9. Forehand to pass. Ben's there. Manu from the 11. Ben takes it in the air. Backhand. Rebote saved by Ikeda. It's a 2-all. Gaucheri follows it outside, blasts it inside. What a scoop by Manu. On the wall it goes. Gaucheri calls for it. Manu over the top. Pikala. Scoop by Gaucheri. Filo. What a catch by Ikeda. The return. Scores. My, oh my. Ikeda and Manu on the board with a point. Ikeda serves.
Great response by Ikeda now after 2 shots by Gaucheri. He snatches this one up. Beautiful scoop, catches it well behind him. And I love this one. Keep the forehand low. I mean, there's been a couple that Ikeda's elevated, and Gaucheri just plays the rebote inside, and we're back to square one.
Absolutely.
Throw a shot, you know. especially as a team that's won just 1 out of your 7 matches this year. Go for it a little bit. And we see that deficit is half. There's 1 now.
Ball over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the forehand 7 line. Ben on the catch. Here's the backhand. Rotate forehand by Ikeda. Ben's there. Good catch, midcourt. Manu from the 11 line. Backhand. Thrown hard, wall to wall. Robote coming out. Catch by Manu. Rotate forehand by Ikeda. Gaucheri attacks. That Philo is out. We're tied up, 2-2. Ikeda has the serve for the Cyclones.
Well, it's been about 50% that shot for Gaucheri tonight. Ikeda's been there a couple times, and now that he's made the catch, Gaucheri's pushing it closer to the boundary, sends one a little wide.
Here's a backhand by Ben. Manu from the 12. Rotate forehand by Ikeda. Floater. Gaucheri has it. Inside it goes. That gets by Manu and scores 3 points for Gaucheri and Ben of the Renegades. Gaucheri has a serve.
Well, he's attacked the outside of the court, and now he's starting to attack the inside. Lesser played in doubles because simply it's just hard to score against some of these backcourters. One right at the feet, tough one to pick up. Even
the big
Manu.
bounce coming. You saw where Manu was trying to catch that bouncing up at his chest.
Yeah.
It's one thing if it's coming down. That's where you want it, not when it's coming up off the floor. Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the forehand 7 line. Here's a backhand by Manu. To the corner, out to the Robote. Gaucheri on the run. Manu with a scoop. Beautifully played on the left side. Light touch on the backhand. Floater. Ikeda takes it in the air. Backhand. To Ben. Ben from the 11 line. Beautiful catch by Manu. Manu down low. Great catch on the right side. He passes wall to wall from the forehand. Manu backs up, stops it on the right side. Manu from the 10 line. Robote forehand by Ikeda to the inside. Gaucheri picks it up. Split placement. Read by Manu. Stopped by Manu. Manu powerfully from the forehand will score on the return. Beautiful read by Manu. Ikeda serves for the Cyclones.
Just a fantastic read by Manu to get to that split placement. That was opening up away from him, and he takes off early. Gaucheri hasn't mixed this in yet. He's gone inside. He's gone with the shot straight outside, and here the splitter. Manu just tracks it down, caught it on the tip. And the forehand's perfect, crossing the wall to score.
There's a backhand by Ben. That ball bit. Ruled to have been touched.
Yeah.
So 4th point for Gaucheri and Ben. Gaucheri serves.
Yeah, just a tough one. Magic City bounce. It was coming right to his left side, and then...
Well, you don't want to get hit in the face with the ball, so you get your chest up and protect yourself.
Yeah, just a tough break here late in this second set.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Ben takes it in the air. Ben from the 11 line, wall to wall, sends. Ikeda out. Ikeda, powerful forehand rebote, wall to wall. Goes Sherry on the run. Hard to the outside. Scoop by Ikeda. An amazing scoop. An even more amazing scoop by Gosheri. Rebote forehand with a bounce. Gosheri has it. Right side. Light touch. Caught by Manu. Blasts it from the left side. Gosheri makes the save. Here's Manu. Backhand from the 9 line. Ben, great grab at the 12. Manu from the 12. Backhand. Rebote, high. Excellent catch by Manu. Right side to the inside, big bounce. Passes Ben, Gosheri makes the play. Ben, fine catch made behind him at the 12. Manu from the backcourt. Rotate forehand, play to the outside by Ikeda. Gosheri to the inside. Big bounce, stopped by Manu. Gosheri from the 7. Manu takes it in the air, backhand, low and hard to Ben. Good catch by Ben. Rotate forehand. Gosheri has it, winds up. Splitter is tipped. 5 points for Gosheri and Ben. Possible set point.
Both Cyclones in the right place, but neither able to come away with this catch. Throws it just so hard. Ikeda much better catching on the right compared to the left, and Manu, that just came up on him quick. I think Ikeda tipped it anyway. Now 5-3. Renegades hoping to push it to a third set.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Rebote by Gosheri to the inside. Manu is there. Backhand, low and hard. Ben from the 11. Ikeda on the left side to the inside, right to the corner. That ball's on the wall. Manu stops it. Gosheri on the catch. Drop shot. Ikeda comes cross court. Good control. Nice backhand. Ben's there. Manu from the 11 line. Manu backs up to take this on the forehand. Manu advances, catches the ball in the air, right side. Out to the rebote. Catch by Ikeda. Backhand. Ben, right side. Ikeda, low and hard. Gosheri takes it at the 9. Ikeda, good catch in the air, backhand. Mid-court placement, Gosheri on the rebote. Excellent catch by Manu. Off the bounce, outside placement. Gosheri follows it, stops it. Powerful return is tipped, coming off the sidewall. Point and set for Gosheri and Ben, taking the second set, 6-3. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our third and decisive set. My, oh my.
There it is, the response by the Renegades.
I'll tell you, there was no blowout.
No?
There was no blowout by the Renegades, which we have seen a number of times.
I mean, it was 3-3, midway point of that set, and 3 straight points for them to end it. Take a look at the replays. Gosheri off the rebote here. Placement to the inside, kicking up. Beautiful catch by Manu. But then here's the outside placement, and you know, if you catch it on the boundary line, that's usually trouble for.
Crossing the wall low, as you hear us say frequently. Side wall is your friend. Can be anyway. Here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. See pretty much a full Renegade squad there. Gonaga, who's had a fantastic season. Urbieta, Flores, Ben, and Gaucheri.
I think you've seen everybody except Stan there. Stan will be in the next match, preparing for his singles against Bueno. After that, we'll see Naki and Manu against Gaucheri and Urbieta, top division doubles. Then Division 4, see Bueno and Amigarena against Stan and Ben. Back to singles with Inaki against Urbieta, and then doubles Division 5 to close things out. Ikeda and Rock against Goenaga and Flores. Those will be the 6 matches in order tonight. Cyclones and Renegades. And the Cyclones not totally out of the playoffs, though, but this match would, go a long way in getting them the win tonight and staying alive in the playoff race. Getting some meditation in there.
There was a distinct lack of white pants.
Oh, I was focused. Okay. You show 2 people the same thing, they see 2 different things.
Isn't that funny?
How about that?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
2 eyewitnesses, literally, they get paid to do this.
I thought, maybe I was crazy. It looked like Rock was meditating, their eyes closed for a second, but maybe I missed something.
I think he was, but also Manu was, I think, getting something on a knee or a thigh under his pants.
Yeah.
And look at just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our 3rd and final set. The first one of these teams to reach 6 points will win the match. Ikeda will have the serve for the Cyclones.
Yeah, just about 10 days ago, it wasn't. Sherry Ben certainly didn't have to work this hard to get the win. It was a straight set victory, 6-3, 6-5. Now into this 3rd set here. See how the Cyclones respond. They'll begin with the serve.
Ikeda's serves, our 3rd and final set has begun. Rotate forehand by Ikeda. Gaucheri. Hard to the inside. Manu takes it in the air. Ikeda reaches in. Backhand from the 8 line. To Ben. Robote to the inside. Here's Manu. Manu on the backhand. Robote. Ball tipped in the front court. First point of the decisive 3rd set goes to Gaucheri and Ben of the Renegades. Gaucheri has the serve.
Yeah, in the first set, that catch is a whole lot easier than it is in a 3rd set with a warm ball that might skip on you. Ikeda's doing a whole lot of movement, running around that ball, trying to stop it on the right side and almost chopping at it as he's doing so. You just have to be perfect, and
it got by him pretty quick.
Yeah, it wasn't so on that one.
Beautiful catch by Manu. Here's the backhand. Rotate forehand. Caught there by Ikeda. Backhand from the 8 line. Ben will let it pass. Rotate high and inside. Manu is there. Ben from the 12 line. Beautiful catch by Manu. Ben gets in there. Backhand from the 12. Rotate forehand, fire to the inside, tipped in the backcourt.
What a bullet.
2 points for Gaucheri and Ben of the Renegades. Gaucheri serves. Yeah,
just
he
a
really
perfect
fired
throw.
that inside.
Hard inside, crossing low, just before Manu got in there with his basket.
Hard serve by Gaucheri. Excellent catch by Manu. Then goes hard to the inside. Here's Manu on the backhand. Robote left side. High and inside. Manu has it on the right side. Forehand played back to pass. Gaucheri calls for the Robote. Manu again on the forehand. Right up the middle. Scoop by Gaucheri. Floater. Robote saved by Gaucheri. Keita lets it pass. Here's Manu. Forehand straight to the back. Robote coming to the side wall. Gaucheri's there. Scoop by Manu. Keita calls for the Robote. He plays it inside. Ben on the backhand from the 11. Robote forehand by Keita. Wall to wall. Robote by Gaucheri. Up the middle. Manu plays it low and hard and Ben's there. Fine catch. Big right side to the outside. Gaucheri on the run. What a catch. Oh, Keita's forehand caught the pad.
Oh, no.
3 points for Gaucheri and Ben. Gaucheri serves.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits the front wall, he scores. I mean, he just wasn't really a natural throw. He took maybe a half a second longer. And, oh, man. He
Trying to make it just a little too perfect.
Yeah, he didn't need to. I mean, with Ben all the way back there, that would have been a low percentage catch anyway.
Just a light touch.
Yeah,
light touch would have had its second bounce
too.
even around the 7 line. That would have scored.
Oh, man. Could have been 2-1. Instead, it's 3-0. That's a tough one. But still very much in it. Keita's played well throughout.
It was a great play right up to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, Gaucheri made a great save on the Robote. He tried to make a shot out of it, and Keita was right there.
It's everything but the finish.
What a catch by Manu off a fine serve by Gaucheri. Gaucheri's calling for the Robote. Fires it to the inside. Scoop. High on the forehand of Manu. He sends it. Robote. Gaucheri on the bounce. Costello. Drop shot in the air. Keita makes the play. Back to the inside. Ben's there. Manu on the bounce. Stops it at the 10 line. Sends it deep. Ben takes it in the air. Keita on the forehand. Low and hard. Stopped on the backhand of Gaucheri. Low runner. Scooped up by Manu at the 12 line. Keita takes this in the air. Forehand to the inside. Ball is tipped off the scoop attempt deep in the backcourt. That's a 4th point for Gaucheri and Ben of the Renegades. Gaucheri has the serve.
It's perfect again. He's got Manu backing up. It's kicking up along the sidewall. And both as difficult as it gets, and then a lot of speed to it also. Now it's 4-0.
Shutout in this set. Keita and Manu are on the board with a point and the serve.
A tough one, just a bullet there right along the sidewall.
There's the backhand by Ben. Beautiful catch by Manu. Ikeda will stop this at the 9 line. Backhand. Gosheri's calling for it. Ikeda takes it on the bounce at the 7. Sends it back. Ben's there. Rotate forehand. Floating. Gosheri's got it. Outside he goes. The split placement will score. 5 points and possible match point for the Renegades, Gosheri and Ben. Gosheri has a serve.
Gosheri sees the floor so well. He saw Ikeda take off to the outside and Manu commit hard to the drop shot. So he simply just throws it where they're not. With Philo straight to the outside, more of a split placement line. To the left of Ikeda, to the right of Manu. Scores to make it 5-1, possible match point.
Low hard serve, stopped by Manu. A big backhand, caught by Ben on the return. Ikeda at the side wall, quite a catch. Behind the 8 line. Robote floating. Scoop by Ikeda. Cortada stopped by Gosheri. Gosheri's 2-all is in the pad. 2 points for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. Ikeda serves.
Ikeda was a little bit out of position there, so Gosheri trying to get that one off quickly. A lot of times when players rush the shots, they throw it lower than they want and hook it and right into the pad.
Here's the backhand by Ben. Manu from the forehand, 2 pass. Robote. Gosheri reached behind him, takes a look, makes the Robote, puts it on the wall. Manu is there. Manu, powerful backhand. Tipped in the backcourt. 3 points for Ikeda and Manu. Still possible match point for Gosheri and Ben.
Well, 2 critical points because now a little belief building up for the Cyclones at 5-3. This is a, you can come back from this. We've seen that plenty of times.
Ben on the catch. Here's the backhand. Manu from the 11 line. A powerful backhand, low and hard. Ben down low, makes a great grab. Here's Manu again. Backhand from the 10 line, right to the corner. Ben's there. Manu in the air. Backhand from the 11 line. Robote coming out. Ikeda, forehand Robote to pass. Right up the middle, Gosheri. To the outside, catch by Ikeda. Ikeda will put the Costalo in. This is still in the air and played by Gosheri. Powerful throw, then goes for it on the scoop, picks it up on the left side. Ikeda, forehand, up the middle, caught by Gosheri. Scoop by Manu, backhand, a low bullet, caught by Ben deep in the backcourt. Ikeda from the 8 line, backhand. Robote left side. Robote by Gosheri, keeps it inside. Manu stops it. Robote going back to the side wall. Oh, that's a great save by Gosheri. Ikeda from the 5 line. Hard to the inside. What a catch by Ben at the 13. Robote saved by Manu. Gosheri picks it out of the air. Split placement. Will score off the cesta of Ikeda. Such a hard-fought match by all 4 players. Point, set, and match for Gosheri and Ben. Winning in the 3rd set, 6-3.
Not easy, but Gosheri and Ben close it out, winning the final 2 sets to win the match. Renegades start off with the first win of the game day. You had 4 wins, you win the game day. 3 wins will be a tie. Coming up next, we'll move over to singles. Bueno against Stan, 5th division matchup.
As soon as that high-lie ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Game day score reflecting that win a few moments ago by Gaucheri and Ben. See, the Renegades have won or tied every game day in which Gaucheri and Ben have won. So see if that holds true tonight. That's a good start. We're going to hear from our winners, Gaucheri and Ben, moving over to the DraftKings Players Cage. They're there now. Let's hear from our winners, Gaucheri and Ben. We just said that when you guys have won, your team has not lost a game day yet this season. What does it mean to go out there and set the tone with a win like that?
It means everything, man. You know, just like in the NBA, the NFL, that first hit, that first shot, it sets the tone. So, you know, we always want to go out there and put our best foot forward. You know we're one of the, better teams on the squad, and that we have to perform well for the whole team to succeed. And, we up for the challenge, and thankfully we got the dub tonight.
Yeah, and Gaucheri, I mean, out of the many amazing things that you possess and those qualities, I think your mentality is one of the most special. Whether you're down or up, you always play the same. Where does that come from, and that mindset of you're always in at every single point?
I always believe that I can win the game. It doesn't matter who I have in the front. Every game you have to play, you have to win 2 sets, and we play horrible the first set, but then you start 0-0 again. Just believe in ourselves, and we won finally.
Awesome, guys. A great start for your team in tonight's game day. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Moving on over to singles, Bueno and Stan. Get us going again here in just a few seconds. Bueno so far this season 2-1 in singles. Stan 1-2. Stan's only win came against Gallo. These two played last season. That match went in Bueno's favor. See if he can do it again this season. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 2, 5th Division singles. Representing the Cyclones, we have number 22, Bueno. And for the Renegades, number 14, Stan. There's a serve by Bueno. We begin with an ace. First point going to Bueno off the serve.
Not a particularly hard serve, but just crossing the sidewall perfectly, setting up a difficult catch for Stan.
Stan runs around this one, takes the backhand inside. Bueno runs under it to cut it off. Hard throw to pass. Stan left side rebote, floats one up to the middle of the court. Bueno, forehand, low and hard to the inside. That makes it 2-0. Bueno serves.
Really well placed by Bueno. Low and hard. Stan's left side. There was no room between Stan's cesta and the side wall. He needed to scoop that right next to his leg. Really difficult to do.
Stan opens up with that backhand again, right into the corner. Rebote forehand, saved by Bueno, cut off by Stan. Plays it to the inside, long run for Bueno. Will he get there? He does. Saves the rebote. Stan, attacking, knocked it down. 3 in a row for Bueno.
With Stan, that's definitely the right idea. You want to move up on the ball and try to catch every ball in the air, just as a general rule in highlight. You want to catch the ball in the air. Once it touches the second surface, spin changes ever so slightly. Makes it more difficult.
The ace makes it 4-0. Bueno serves. Stan's got this one on the right side over the top. Here's Bueno. Forehand return cut off by Stan. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Bueno tip ball along the sidewall. No shutout here. Stan with his first point.
Sidewall cuts both ways. It's difficult for anyone to make those catches there. Some guys make it look easy, but once the ball is close to the sidewall, balls get tougher to catch.
Bueno goes deep, clearing the overhead screen. Beautiful throw. Stan Rebote outside. That's outside of play. 5 points possible. Set point for Bueno.
Don't know that Bueno had that ball settled in his cesta when he made that throw. Looked a little wobbly. Still got the ball off without touching the overhead screen. Set up the Rebote. Stan tried to make something out of it, but got to keep it within these boundary lines.
Backhand along the wall. Bueno takes it in from the 9. Sends it deep. Rebote forehand. Nicely played by Stan. Not past Bueno. He takes it over the top to the inside. Stan, another good catch. Bueno. 7 line. Hard to the inside. Stan goes up for it. Nice catch. Rebote forehand pushed up the middle. Stan's got it up in the front court. Fires it inside. Bueno takes it in the air. Right back to him, low and hard. That will score. Point and set. Bueno wins it 6-1. 2 minutes. Come back and play set 2. Great play there by Bueno in the opening set. Not too much difficulty. Low and hard to the inside, working out for him there.
Stan often having difficulty in first sets. Coming back in second and subsequent sets with some better catching and some more shot throwing. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We're currently playing our second of 6 scheduled matches on the game day.
Renegades down. Excuse me, Cyclones, seeing that scoreboard. Down 1-0 so far in tonight's game day. But they got Bueno up here, looking good in that first set, and they only get to face Goanaga 1 time tonight. That'll be in our final match with Goanaga and Forge against Ikeda and Rock. So, yeah, you probably say it's a more favorable schedule than not for the Cyclones, considering that they just have to play Goanaga 1 time, but still have to handle their business, and Bueno so far doing just that. 6-1 in the first set. See his partner there, Rock, in the 6th Division doubles sitting there with him. And not a whole lot to say, you know. It's more of the same. After the first set, different side here for the Renegades. You see Urbieta just standing with him. And also, you know, maybe kind of the same thing for Stan too. Just wipe the slate clean. Don't worry about that first set. Just missed that first serve and never quite recovered. Missed a couple serves throughout the set, too. Players making their way back out there for our second set, where Stan will begin with the serve. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin set 2. Stan serves to Bueno. There's a serve. Set 2 is underway. And a nice backhand. That clears the screen. Stan out there for the Rebote. It's a 2-all. Not enough, though. Bueno pick the carom back inside. Scoop by Stan. Bueno plays this one in the air. Fires it hard to the inside. Tip. Ball along the wall. Bueno. First point. Set 2.
Bueno doing an excellent job keeping that ball along the wall the entire way. Very well done.
Serve coming in low, that scores. The ace makes it 2-0. Ball missed on the inside by Bueno. Stan gets one back here. He'll serve.
Like I said in the first set, that sidewall cuts both ways. Stan doing a good job of getting that ball not right on the wall, but close enough. Bueno with an uncharacteristic miss.
Ooh, serve came in on Bueno. Still makes the catch. Back inside for Stan. Stan keeps that one along the wall. Bueno climbs it, comes down with the ball. Stan looking to pass to the left side, drops it in the chula. Bueno saves it.
That ball's in
and
play.
That clears. Floater. Stan makes the catch. Low and hard to the inside. Down by Bueno. Stan ties it 2-2.
And we saw Bueno run away with that first set and the second set, as we've seen from Stan. Has the ability to keep it close.
Stan's backhand got away from him. That's up in the overhead screen and out of play. Bueno retakes the lead, 3-2.
Stan trying to get the ball all the way back. You do that without hitting the overhead screen. Ball hits high on the back wall. Bueno's backpedaling, trying to make that rebote, but
here's Stan, catches that one low on the left side, passes with the backhand, rebote forehand, cut off. Here's Stan, outside placement, not outside enough. Bueno tracks it down. Karam, oh, it's in and it scores. 4-2.
not a particularly well thrown Karam, but that's only from a Karam perspective, but enough to score. With Stan, understand that he wanted to throw a shot right then, but the shot was basically right to Bueno. Got to take that under consideration when you line it up.
Stan makes a catch on the left side, backhanded pass. Bueno out there for the rebote, lays it up. Stan on the bounce from the 8 line, sends it back into the corner. Rebote forehand. Knocked down up in the front court. 5 points for Bueno. Possible set, possible match point.
Bueno with an opportunity to finish it in straight sets.
Backhand by Stan to pass. Bueno tracks it down, saves it, it clips a bit. 2-all, missed. Point, set, and match. Bueno wins it 6-1, 6-2 in straight sets. More importantly, ties up the game day for his team on a critical one for the Cyclones, looking to stay alive in the playoff race. That'll certainly help Bueno. Knots it up 1-1. Coming up next, Inaki and Manu take on Gaucheri and Urbieta. Game day score reflecting that win by Bueno ties things up 1-1. Bueno picking up his 3rd win in singles. Maybe the most important match of the game day coming up next. The Inaki and Manu taking on Gaucheri and Urbieta, two powerhouse teams in Division I doubles. Inaki and Manu 5-2, Gaucheri and Urbieta 6-1. See those players getting warmed up now. But before we go over to that, we're going to hear from Bueno. Back to the win column in singles with his third win of the season. And we'll get you that in just a few moments. Still ongoing here with that practice.
See Urbieta jumping side to side, keeping himself warm. It is cold in here.
Cold building, but Urbieta doesn't take long for him to warm up. He's been great this year. Defending the backcourt on two teams, for the Renegades here. One with Gaucheri, the other with Goanaga, filling in for Rotz as well as he could have. We got Bueno. He's ready to go. There he is. Congratulations, Bueno, on that win. Not a lot of reps against Stan in singles. You only played against him one time last season. What was the strategy for you, though, going into this matchup?
Pretty much, man, just play the game, man, have fun, play the game the way that it comes. You know, not planning on taking too many shots, just playing conservatively, man, and, you know, consistent. We got a long way to go as a team, so, you know, we just got to score as many points as we can.
Well, great start for you there, Bueno, with that singles win. Congratulations, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Now let's begin that top division doubles match with Inaki and Manu against Gaucheri and Urbieta. Again, Inaki and Manu 5-2 this year. Gaucheri and Urbieta 6-1. These two teams played all the way back on January 28th, and it was Inaki and Manu with the straight set win, 6-5, 6-5 though. So coming down to the final point in both sets, handing Gaucheri and Urbieta their only loss this year. See what the rematch has in store beginning right now. Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin match 3, top division doubles. Representing the Cyclones, we have Inaki and Manu. And for the Renegades, Gaucheri and Urbieta.
Inaki serves, the match begins. Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Manu, backhand. Urbieta from the 12 line. Manu from the 11 line, hard throw. Robote coming out. Forehand Robote, straight back. Inaki cuts it off at the 8 line. Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta again to the inside. Manu from the 12 line. Inaki, Hilo, stopped by Gaucheri. Gaucheri throws it high, perfectly read and caught by Manu. Here's a backhand by Inaki. Rotate forehand, that's in play. Floater, stopped by Inaki at the side wall. Urbieta, backhand from the 12. Manu is there. Robote at the sidewall, dropping. Inaki has it. Drop shot. Scores. First point. Hard-fought point for Inaki and Manu of the Chargers. Cyclones, rather. Chargers are purple, right?
Yes, they are. I think their playing's coming up this week. But Inaki, the best shot maker in Division I doubles this season. He's averaging 5 kills per match. Gaucheri just a little bit shy of that total. He's doing it a variety of ways, though, and mixes it in very well. Splitters, drop shots, 2 walls, filos. If it exists, Inaki will throw it.
There's the backhand by Urbieta. Manu is there. Urbieta to the inside. Manu on the catch, backhand from the 10 line. Beautiful catch now by Urbieta, pulling it off the side wall. Manu steps in, backhand from the 10. Manu, wall to wall from the left side. Rebote by Gaucheri. Catch by Manu. Here's the backhand. Beautiful catch by Urbieta. Manu from the 12. Rebote forehand to the inside. Scoop. High on the left side of Manu. Big backhand. Urbieta's there. Gaucheri from the backhand. Low bullet, stopped in the air by Inaki. Play to the outside, stopped by Gaucheri. His return will score. Well done, 1-1. Gaucheri serves.
Gaucheri prevailing in the shot contest up in the front. Philo, that's been Inaki's go-to the last month or so.
It's been working for him.
Yeah, but Gaucheri's a little bit quicker and reads the ball just a little bit better than most. Able to get to that one on the outside. It actually caught it on the left. Throws the costado, got it to open up and score.
The ability to catch a difficult ball and then throw a difficult shot from a difficult position. That's Gaucheri. Great catch by Inaki. Off a hard serve by Gaucheri. Then Inaki does that. Here's the backhand by Manu. Manu to the inside. Ball tipped in the corner. 2 points for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones. Inaki serves. I'll tell you, you do not see Urbieta miss many balls.
You don't see him miss many. I mean, that one close to the side wall, but in Division I this season, he's 5th on the roster. I mean, of all players across 2 doubles teams, over 70 qualifying players.
Manu down low, backhand from the 11. Wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Inaki cuts that off. Here's the backhand. Beautiful catch by Urbieta. Manu takes it in the air, backhand from the 10 line. Rotate forehand, fired sidearm, scooped up by Manu in the backcourt. Ball tipped at the sidewall. 2-2. Gaucheri serves for the Renegades.
It'll be interesting to see as this match progresses how Gaucheri and Manu adjust to the lack of rest that they got between their matches. There was a hard-fought one to begin. They both played extremely hard, and now coming a 10-minute break and then coming right back out for their next one.
Powerful serve by Gaucheri. Caught well by Manu on the left side. Gaucheri, forehand rebote. Manu advances, takes it in the air at the 10 line. Urbieta, backhand from the 12. Manu's backhand. Wall to wall, rebote forehand by Gaucheri. Beautiful catch by Urbieta off the side wall. Inaki reaches up. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Stays inside. Rebote dropping. Scoop by Manu. Rebote forehand. Gaucheri attacks. He'll let it pass. Low runner, caught in the air by Inaki in the front court. Manu from the 10 line. Catch by Iñaki. Iñaki's placements. What an effort by Urbieta. This is in play. Hard throw. Gaucheri for the rebote. He makes the save. Iñaki cuts it off. Iñaki with the filo. Stopped by Gaucheri. Gaucheri's powerful forehand. Stopped by Manu.
Whistle was blown.
Juggling is called on Gaucheri.
Wow.
Point 4. Iñaki and Manu. They lead 3-2.
Gaucheri vehemently disagreeing. Not going to change the call, but it is interesting to see, and we'll take a look. Gaucheri may have a case there. It's tough because sometimes it rolls onto the tip, as you see in that case, and other times it bounces out of the middle of the basket. It's a tough one, but not reviewable, won't change. 3-2, Cyclones lead.
Here's the backhand. This one caught by Iñaki, backhand. Urbieta from the 12 line, powerful backhand. Here's Manu. Manu's low runner, scooped up by Urbieta. What a catch by Gaucheri. Low and hard. Iñaki's there. 2-all. Safely played to score. 4-2. Iñaki and Manu, the Cyclones. Iñaki serves.
Yeah, it's a little more reckless than we're used to seeing Gaucheri at a point, and it cost him. He got trapped inside, and Iñaki just had to land the 2-all in. And
he's a fiery player, and he gets hot. Tempered as opposed to playing. We've seen it rarely, but we have seen where he can be a little reckless at times. Again, it happens maybe once or twice a season. It very rarely happens to him, but he gets his composure back pretty quick. Rebote 2-all. Gaucheri's on it. Stops it. Carom by Gaucheri will score. Well thrown. 3 points for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Gaucheri has a serve.
Well, Gaucheri got him with the carom, didn't end up throwing it to the net side, ended up throwing it more as a split placement line. Iñaki overran it. And this one is tough to control on the left side when you make the adjustment late. See here, overruns it, got it on the tip, but just can't control it.
There's a backhand by Manu. Urbieta from the 11 line. There's the backhand. Rebote. Here's the backhand from Urbieta. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand by Iñaki. Straight back. Urbieta's there. 13 line. Excellent catch by Iñaki. Iñaki drop shot, read by Gaucheri. Gaucheri with the filo to score. 4-4 is the score. Beautiful shot by Gaucheri. We're all tied up. Gaucheri has the serve for the Renegades.
4-4 here. Gaucheri ties it up with that filo. Iñaki's go-to shot. Gaucheri throws it pretty well, too.
Filo's got a unique name. It's the outside placement from the costado, referred to the edge of the knife. It just cuts. I mean, it just does. You just blast it outside.
Take the sidewall out of it, comes up on the opponent quickly, opens up away from him. A lot of good things happening there.
It's a hard serve by Gaucheri. Well caught by Manu. Rebote left side, little clip off the side ball, puts it on the forehand of Manu. Manu powerfully, backhand by Urbieta. Manu overhead, backhand to the inside. Manu again, this time from the 11 line. Powerfully thrown, wall to wall. Rotate forehand, straight back, powerfully thrown, and Manu is there. Manu again from the 11. There's a backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta from the 12 line to the inside. Urbieta now from the corner on the backhand. Manu from the 11 line to the inside. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Manu, forehand from the 12 line. Robote, played by Gaucheri, cut off on the return by Inaki. Robote forehand save by Inaki. Gaucheri winds up. Costi to the inside. Manu passes on the scoop, throws it hard from the costado, caught in the air by Gaucheri. Beautiful scoop by Manu. Manu powerfully from the forehand, goes wall to wall, back to the inside. Gaucheri's there. Inaki bails. Manu's there. Robote forehand. Gaucheri tracks it to the 7 line. Drop shot attempt hits the pad, and the pad is bad. 5th point for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones. Possible set point.
You know, it's tough sometimes. You see the opponent all the way on the outside of the court. You want to get the throw off quickly, but you also have to make sure that you give yourself enough time to execute the shot. I mean, if you don't give it a full wind-up, you're just going to drop it in the pad, and we've seen those missed drop shots consistently low when the player just rushes it.
Backhand by Urbieta, caught on the left side of Manu. Manu powerfully from the left side, caught by Urbieta. Inaki calls for the Robote, plays it back. Urbieta takes it in the air at the 11 line. Inaki now from the forehand. Hard to the inside, Urbieta is there. Urbieta from the 12 line. Robote coming out. Robote forehand, straight back, wall to wall. Robote, aside by Gaucheri, picked up by Manu. Robote, that rebound off the back wall, played by Inaki, caught in the air by Gaucheri. Gaucheri powerfully to the outside. Inaki's there, the carambola stopped on the left side by Gaucheri, and a beautiful catch. Robote placed at the side wall to score. Point and set to Inaki and Manu, winning the first set 6-4. We'll put 2 minutes on the board, come back out and play our next set. Wow.
Such a hard-fought set there. Going to Inaki and Manu, 6-4. Not the first miss we saw from Urbieta that, you know, usually expect to see him bring those in. I mean, 2 in 1 set, and, you know, that's a difference in this high-level match. Scoop by Inaki here. How about this catch by Gaucheri, though?
Beautiful.
Off the wall. It's the control element there that's the most difficult, and he does it beautifully. Robote to the inside. It's a tough one because it's kicking right up on the wall, but Urbieta looks back and hand on the hip. He just can't believe it. Back here with Inaki. And Amigarena there in the hoodie. Behind him, Amigarena coming up next with Bueno. They'll take on Stan and Ben. But Inaki and Manu have beaten this team already once this season, the only team to do so, and, well, a set away from doing it again now. Led by Inaki up there in the front, as we said, most kills out of any player in Division I. Manu giving him great support in the backcourt, catching 97.5% in Division I this year. I mean, all four of these players are phenomenal. Urbieta 98%, Gaucheri 98%. They're tied for 5th. Manu 97.5, he's 10th, and Inaki not too far behind them, 13th in catch rate. So you know you're going to get into some longer points, but still the shot making by these two front quarters. Inaki just a little bit sharper in that first set. Very blank look, you know, just a blank stare. Just
I say
gotta
Ben's not doing treatment.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess you need to win the set to get the treatment from Ben. That's what they don't tell you.
All
Renegades,
right.
you know, they do a lot of winning, so that's what we're used to seeing. But I heard that you go to like the last line, it's in like 0.5 font. It does say that.
I don't have access to the Renegades playbook. I really don't.
Yeah. It says must win the set to get the spot treatment. We'll see if they can do it after this second set. Gaucheri and Urbieta will have the serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our second set. Gaucheri will have the serve for the Renegades.
Gaucheri came back and won the first 2 sets in the opening match today. Expected he's going to have a comeback here, but this is a tough team in Inaki and Manu. As good of an offense as they have in Inaki up in the front court, they have equally good defense, and not many teams can say that.
Gaucheri serves. Our set has begun. Here's Manu from the backhand at the 13 line. Urbieta, hard to the inside. Inaki's there. Wall to wall from the left side, Robote by Gaucheri. Here's Manu. Robote forehand. Robote left side by Gaucheri. Big right side by Manu. Robote coming out. Robote left side by Gaucheri. To the side wall. Stopped by Manu. Robote forehand by Inaki. Inaki with a great grab there at the side wall. Keeps it on the side wall. Robote coming out. Manu from the 11 line. Inaki moves in. Attacks with the Costalo. Drop shot.
Great shot.
Scores on the second bounce. Well done. Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones first up on the board here in our second set. Inaki serves.
At this level, all it takes is one missed throw or one throw kind of up the middle. And you see here Gaucheri, left side Robote, gives it to Inaki. And beautiful adjustment there, cutting off the swing and getting a drop shot off. Urbieta hanging deep in the backcourt, couldn't get there. Gaucheri goes outside to defend the net.
Inaki definitely doing a good thing of changing things up there.
And that's a lesser played option from Inaki,
Definitely.
too. He doesn't throw a ton of those, so credit to him for breaking one out. You see how far away the defense was from it, too.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Powerfully thrown. Stopped by Manu in the air. Robote. Forehand by Gaucheri. Stopped by Inaki. Robote forehand. Straight back. Manu. Robote. He makes a save. Gaucheri takes it out of the air. Split placement. Scoop by Manu. Carom by Manu. Lands in and scores. Inaki and Manu have 2 points and the serve.
Well, I said Manu has started off great in the first match, and he's carried it over into this. Another one's got it right on the tip. See how he breaks the wrist? That's the control element. It's just perfect.
That's how you stop the ball.
To throw a shot like that You
And
know?
he looked. He let him know. He let him know that it was. Well, he wasn't telling him what he was going to do. He was making sure that he wasn't going to run in front of the ball.
To throw a shot after making a catch of that difficulty, it's just world-class stuff from Manu. And that's the type of player he is in the back when he's on.
Absolutely. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Manu from the 11 line. Manu on the backhand. Robote. Costello took the outside scores. That's beautifully executed by Gaucheri. Gaucheri and Urbieta are on the board with the point. Sherry serves. See Naki saluting Gaucheri. Said, hey, man, that was a nice shot. It was a really nice shot. His control here.
Yeah, nobody was expecting it from that close to the side wall. Both Cyclones pointing out to him.
Everyone on the court was like, yeah, it just requires so much control to land that, and he did. A hard serve is well caught by Manu. Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta to the inside. Manu from the 13 line. Wall to wall. Robote coming out. That took a Magic City bounce, and Urbieta got out of the way nicely. Here's backhand by Inaki, caught by Urbieta. Backhand. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Into the corner, out to the Robote. Inaki makes the save. Clears the overhead screen. Urbieta's there. Great catch by Gaucheri. Outside he goes. That's off the frame of Inaki's cesta. 2-2. Gaucheri serves.
Once again, it's just that one opportunity. Gaucheri takes it and just shoots it straight outside. Throws it about as hard as he can, right at his feet, and hopes that he doesn't scoop it up. It's such a difficult catch that, you know, you can get away with that. 2-2, now tied up.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow 4-2 serve. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's Manu on the backhand. Again. Big backhand by Urbieta, caught in the air by Manu. Robote forehand by Gaucheri, caught on the forehand of Manu. Down low. Sends it back to pass. Robote forehand. Manu advances, takes it in the air. Robote forehand by Inaki. Robote to the inside by Inaki. Here's Urbieta, backhand. Caught by Inaki. Urbieta again. Robote, bad rebound off the back wall, played on the forehand of Inaki, backhand. Low runner to the inside, scooped up by Manu. Robote forehand, thrown hard, caught in the air by Manu. Ball tipped in the corner. It's a third point for Inaki. and Manu of the Cyclones. Inaki serves.
Another tough one. Urbietta's back beyond the 13 line, trying to pull it in off the sidewall.
That corner is just such a difficult place to make those catches.
I know, we've said he's made a couple mistakes today, but all of them have been on the sidewall, if not like on the numbers. And just as hard a catches as you can get there in the back.
Manu gets in there to make the rebote save. Passes the front quarter. Here is Urbieta. Manu now reaches out. Backhand to the inside. Urbieta has a drop ball.
Wow.
That is a 4th point for Inaki and Manu. Inaki has the serve.
Now that one is a little bit surprising. The others, yes.
Manu, I think, changed. Manu threw it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Manu, there was something changed in the way and the power that he threw it with. It wasn't as hard as the other ones. It wasn't exactly a floater.
No, but Urbieta was on the move and trying to step up and get in the air, but still in the air.
Yeah.
He moves up and makes all those catches.
Urbieta on the backhand to the inside. Inaki is midcourt. That's a backhand from the 8 line. Inaki from the 8. Backhand again. Wall to wall. Gaucheri's looking for the rebote. Manu saves the rebote. Gaucheri attacks. Has it at the 4 line to the outside it goes. Inaki makes the scoop. Keeps it away. That ball's in play. Inaki again. Drop shot dropped into the pad. And the pad is bad. Inaki is safe to the outside. The point goes to Gaucheri and Urbieta.
Yeah. I mean, just a phenomenal catch here. Gaucheri rips it outside. Look at the scoop. How does Urbieta come away with this in the backcourt? Switches to the right. Gets it off. But Inaki again, he's got it. Oh, just kind of throws it low. Top part of the pad, and still a ball game here in the second set. Could have been 5-2, just 4-3 now.
It's Inaki's hands behind his back. He's ready for the highlight cops for dropping it in the pad. We'll give him a warning on that one. And it appears that, yeah, the slide that Inaki, yeah, okay, so that slide, left a fairly large streak.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, close to the front court judge. We could see it back here. It's a different shade.
Exactly. That's about the 5 line. And the truth of the matter, yeah, right here. So, yeah, right behind the 4 at the 5 line. So suffice it to say, there are a number of players who so while Inaki's doing the slip and slide imitation right there, basically he left a streak. And if you're running after he's left that streak through that spot, to try to stop a 2-wall.
Yeah, that's a dangerous spot.
Your feet might come out from under you. Look at Bueno's getting quite a reception for drawing that up. There you go. Great crowd. The streak on the court has been cleared. Play will resume. Gaucheri serves. It's a hard serve by Gaucheri that is stopped beautifully by Manu at the side wall. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Backhand again by Urbieta. To the corner. Inaki for the rebote. Urbieta from the 10 line. Caught on the forehand of Inaki. Urbieta from the 12. Manu takes it in the air. Here's the backhand from deep in the backcourt. Urbieta now from the 12 line. Backhand by Urbieta. Urbieta again, backhand. Rebote by Inaki to the inside. Big bounce brought down by Urbieta. Again to the corner. Rebote saved by Inaki, dropping. Gaucheri gets assessed on it. Rebote forehand right up the middle. Gaucheri. Rebote to the inside. Inaki, rather Manu, backs up, makes a fantastic catch on the left side. Manu again. High on the left side, backhand. Rebote forehand save. Gaucheri attacks, rifles it outside to score. 4-4 is the score. Gaucheri serves.
Well, no reason to switch it up. The filo's been working well here, and as the match progresses, the ball's warmer and going to move quicker, and it makes it even tougher to read. He shoots it so quickly that it's almost by Inaki by the time he can react.
Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Manu from the backcourt to the inside. Rebote forehand. Inaki from the 8 line. Urbieta goes to the inside and Manu is there. Backhand from the 11. Inaki gets in there to make the rebote save. That kicks. It's caught by Urbieta. He plays it up from the forehand. Inaki, great catch overhead at the 8 line. Backhand by Manu, powerfully thrown. Urbieta's there. Rebote forehand. Gaucheri makes the catch. Back to the inside he goes. Manu moves up and takes that in the air. Beautiful catch. Rebote is coming up the middle. Inaki makes a save to the inside. At the side wall, Urbieta is there. Catch by Inaki. Forehand over the top. Good catch by Gaucheri coming into the sidewall. Powerful backhand follows. 2-all. Stopped by Inaki. Inaki powerfully from the forehand, and it scores. 5 points for Inaki and Manu. This is possible match point.
After such a long rally, Gaucheri shoots a 2-wall off the rebote. And I mean, quite frankly, it's just not a good one. I mean, Inaki catches it inside the boundary, and if you get it there, he's going to score with it more times than not. Beautiful cortada coming into the backcourt. And now 2 chances if the Cyclones need to close out this match.
Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Low runner thrown hard to the inside. Manu returns it low and hard on the left side. Inaki with the catch on the forehand. Hard throw to the inside. Gaucheri's calling for the rebote. Inside placement stopped on the bounce by Manu. Manu powerfully from the forehand to the corner, out to the rebote. Gaucheri sends it to the inside. Manu is there. Backhand thrown hard and caught by Urbieta. Rebote forehand by Inaki. Dropping. Great save on the rebote. Play to the inside by Gaucheri. Beautiful catch again by Manu on the bounce. Gaucheri sets up for the rebote. To the inside it goes. Manu is there. Backhand. Manu from the 12 line. With control, Urbieta takes it in the air. Catch by Iñaki, backhand. Wall to wall, Rebote coming up the middle. Sherry's on it. Hard to the inside, and Manu is there. Urbieta from the 13 line. Powerful backhand. Rebote left side to the inside. That kicks, and Manu is in the corner with a tremendous catch. Catch by Iñaki. Backhand from the 7. Lower and harder. Urbieta's there. Manu in the corner again. That ball is dropping and scoring coming out of the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 5-5. This is possible set point for Gaucheri and Urbieta, which would move us on to a third and final set. Possible match point for Iñaki and Manu of the Cyclones.
Rebote here to the inside. Look how high it hits. Look at where this is flying into. It's in the corner. Manu's backing up. He doesn't want it, and then you see where it hits. It just kind of dies there, right between two panels. Sets up this 5-5. The previous matchup between these two, both sets 6-5, 6-5. First set 6-4, and here we are coming down to a decisive 11-point again. It's tight between these two teams, but Iñaki and Manu with a chance to sweep the season series.
It's a beautiful catch by Manu and a powerful backhand, wall to wall. Catch by Manu on the outside. Manu brings it over the top. Ikava does not bounce high enough. Beautiful catch by Manu overhead. Here's the backhand. Rebote by Iñaki. Passes Gaucheri. Gaucheri for the rebote. It's up. Caught by Manu. Manu, low runner to the inside, and it's tipped. Point set in a hard-fought match for Iñaki and Manu, taking it in straight sets, 6-4, 6-5.
What a throw by Manu. Low runner inside, ends it in straight sets. Iñaki and Manu defeat Gaucheri and Urbieta again and give their team a 2-1 game day lead heading into match number 4. Bueno and Migarena step out against Stan and Ben. Take a look at that final sequence though. Rebote here to the inside. It kicks off the wall. Look at Manu, creates a little space, moves Gaucheri just that little bit to the outside. Can't get there in the air. Urbieta all alone and just tipped that one. It was right along the side wall. Cyclones lead the game day 2-1.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Game day score reflecting that win by Iñaki and Manu, improving to 6-2 after that straight set win. We're going to hear from our winners, Iñaki and Manu, over in the DraftKings Players Cage, giving their team the lead after that performance. Congratulations, Iñaki and Manu. No other team has beaten Gaucheri and Urbieta once this season. Now you guys have done it twice. What has been the key to limiting Gaucheri's shot making and getting 2 crucial wins?
I mean, there is no key in these games. You gotta play aggressive, catch everything. You don't have. You can make any mistake. So that's the key. Don't make any mistake and play like we know how to play.
Well, you guys played at such a high level and you needed it. Congratulations on that win. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mucho Manu.
Yeah, Manu there in the backcourt. Phenomenal catching and throw to finish him off, too. We'll move on over to Division 4 doubles. Bueno and Migarena going up against Stan and Ben. So Bueno and Migarena just 2-5 in the regular season. Stan and Ben, though, winless, 0-8. Jeopardy of dropping the 9th match here. Not many teams have gone winless throughout the Battle Court season, but also at risk of doing that with just 2 matches left. It's been a struggle so far for Stan this year. He's got that 1 singles win, but winless in doubles. See if he can get one back. This will be a big win to tie up the game day for their team. These two played back on the 31st of March. Bueno and Amigarena with a decisive straight set win. That was 6-3, 6-0. They hope to do it again, see what Stan and Ben have tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin match number 4, 4th Division doubles. Representing the Cyclones, we have the team of Bueno and Amigarena. And for the Renegades, it's Stan and Ben. There's a serve. We begin match 4. Ben takes it from the left side, sends it back. Amigarena has to save the rebote. Ben on the right side. Go to the inside, picked up. Amigarena backhand. Ball to wall, rebote coming out. Rebote laid up just above the pad. Here's Bueno. Fires it high and deep. Stan looking for it again. Soft touch to the inside. Amigarena backing up. He makes the play. Tough play along the wall. Ben picks it up. Bueno climbs the wall, comes down with the ball. Stan left side rebote. Played back up the middle. Amigarena now with the right side. Hard to the inside, cut off by Stan. Stan missed ball in the middle of the court. That's a point for him. Bueno and Amigarena to open up this match.
Catch, throw, catch, throw, catch, throw. Volleying to start things off. Conservative play by both teams.
Ben with the backhand. Catch by Amigarena right along the wall. Ben reaching low, pulls it in, sends it high and deep. Amigarena runs around it, back to the inside. Ben reaching, makes the catch. Bueno now from the 8, forehand, crossing the wall. Ben looking for the rebote. It's a 2-all. Not enough. Bueno's got it on the outside. Cortada return. Scoring. That's 2 in a row for the Cyclones.
Miscommunication between Stan and Ben. Don't know if Ben called Stan off. Don't know who called who, but they were both there to catch it. And Ben had a face full of Stan and unable to make the play.
Serve crossing the wall. Ben runs under it. Floats up the backhand. Amigarena now from the left side. Low bullet. Caught low by Ben. There's Bueno. Tough catch on the numbers. Sends it back. Ben waiting for it at the 11 line. Amigarena. Ben has to switch to the right. Forehand. Laid up. Bueno gets in there to cut it off. Ben again not going to let that ball come out. Bueno reaching back. Great control. Sends it along the wall. This one dropping between them, and he scoops it up. Now Amigarena, same spot. Hard return. Stan goes up. Makes the catch. Backhand, wall to wall. That's coming out. Bueno up at the 6 line. Turns it to the outside. Ben, good foot speed. He runs under it. On Cortada. That'll score. Dropped in between them. Gives the Renegades their first point.
Always dangerous when you see traffic in front of you and you're throwing a Cortada from the backcourt. Some players I trust a little more than others. Well, I trust Ben. Just not to do that. He cleared it well up.
Amigarena, nice power on that throw. Ben reaching in, stops it in the air. Miguel from the backcourt. Hard throw inside Ben. Nice play again. This one passing easily. Stan takes off, looking for the rebote. Switches to the left, he lays it up. Bueno charging in, controls an outside placement. Scoop, dropped. 3 points for Bueno and Miguel.
Stan kind of showed you how he missed that ball. You saw the movement of his cesta as though he were throwing the ball. So he began the throw before he settled the ball after the catch and never had control of it.
Ben picks up the serve, sends it high and deep. Miguel backing up, he cuts it off. Bueno, tough play on the numbers, sends it back to Ben. Makes the catch at the 12 line. Miguel again, backhand. Hard one, Ben reaching into the corner. Ben floats one up, Miguel waiting for it. Stops it on the left side, sends it along the wall. Stan, nice rebote, good control. Bueno reaches up, stops it, sends it back. Ben now out there for the rebote. He returns it to wall, not enough. Bueno, Postado inside.
Great read.
Tough control there by Ben. That was a nice catch. Oh, bullet, look at Ben. Gets back there on the inside to cut it off. Here's a Miguel in the middle of the court from the 10 line. He blasts this one out of reach. Rebote left side, hooked up the middle. Bueno backing up, stops it on the bounce. Cortada again, scoop by Stan. 2 wall, 2
Beautifully
score.
done.
Second point for Stan and Ben.
In that particular point, both the play by Stan and Ben. Not just the fact that they won the point. Ben made some fantastic catches. Court positioning was impeccable. Stan, good focus, killed it when he had the opportunity. Well done.
Fault over serve, first fault, second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Here's a Miguel backhand inside, dropping. Ben, nice catch. Floats it up. Here's a Miguel from the left side. Trying to pass, he does. Rebote by Stan. Big bounce, and Miguel retreats. Backs up to the glass to make the play. And on the inside, that's caught by Miguel. Sends it back, a little bit lower. Stan goes up to cut it off. Nice throw there by Stan. Pass to Miguel. Bueno, rebote inside, and scoops it up. Miguel all he can behind this throw. Stan takes off, drops it into the pad, off the rebote. And the pad is bad, 4 points.
Yeah, that kind of unforced error. We know what he was trying to do. Drop it just above the pad and kill it, but he got the first part of the rebote down right, lined it up, had it in his cesta, just complete it, hit the front wall.
Ball tipped in the service box. That's 5 points and a possible set point for Bueno and Miguel.
If Stan had a good eye on that ball, that's fine, but he's got Ben back there. Ben's not going to miss the serve.
Ben makes the stop. Backhand. Thrown wall to wall. Miguel calls for Bueno. He turns it outside. And it's in to score. Point and set. Bueno and Miguel win at 6-2. 2 minutes to come back and play. Set 2.
And just like that, the Cyclones won that first set, 6-2. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We're currently playing our 4th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day this Friday evening between the Cyclones and the Renegades. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches.
Manu coming over there talking with Bueno and Migarena after that first set. Well played. You know, the tendency, you just come out a little flat or complacent against a team that you beat pretty easily last time out, but not the case there. I mean, the points that the Renegades scored, I mean, a good 2-wall by Stan, and in-time placement there is the other one. So you gotta give credit where credit's due, but still great play, consistent play by the Cyclones to take that first set.
And Bueno, who's had some difficulty in some of the earlier matches, some drops that we didn't see in his standout season last season for the Cyclones, where he was substituting for multiple players, playing
everybody.
3 games a day in some 3 matches a game day in some cases. Just hasn't been the case this season, but so far, serve's been in, rebotes have been good, been on the ball just fine.
And maybe not as much of a need to throw shots as you do in a singles match or in some other matchups. I mean, keep the ball to the inside. Stan and Ben, at least in terms of the catch rate, Stan one of the lowest in all battle court here in that Division 4 team. He's what, 5th from the lowest. And that includes some of the taxi squad players as well. See what the Renegades can do here coming out for the second set. They will have the serve. Ladies and gentlemen, set 2 ready to begin. Stan and Ben will serve. There's a serve. Set 2 begins with an over serve. First fault, second one coming up. Second serve is good. Here's a Migarena from the 9 line. Back inside. Ben picks it off. Sends it high and deep. Not past a Migarena though. He's backed up to the glass. Secures the catch. Standing in the middle of the court. Floats it wall to wall. Nice power. Bueno though saves the rebote. It's right on the wall. Missed by Ben. First point for the Cyclones to begin set 2.
Uncharacteristic miss by Ben there in the back. Saw him play pretty much well, flawlessly. One go Sherry was up front. Then really feeds off the energy of his front quarter.
And makes a nice stop. Backhand up to the inside. Here's a Migarena.
Oh, what a catch.
And had it for a moment. Leaping grab just missed. 2 in a row for the Cyclones.
Yeah, that was tough no matter what. He was completely stretched out. We saw him make one of those against the side wall last time they were out, I think it was. Yeah. Just a but to settle that ball in your cesta after you get it in your cesta and then actually be able to do something with a throw, really difficult.
Ben handles that serve, sends it high to the inside. Pass to Migarena. Bueno, in the middle of the court, saves the rebote. Beautiful return, crossing the wall. Ben saves rebote of his own. High bouncer controlled inside, and Migarena blasts the return. Rebote by Stan, played up the middle, floating, and Migarena gets there. Catch on the inside, Stan goes back to a Migarena. Backhand. Caught along the inside, here's Ben. Migarena now from the 12 line. Catch on the inside, Stan, backhand. Migarena right there, picks it off the numbers. Stan hooks this one up the middle. Bueno aggressively cuts it off, sends it high up the middle, looking for the 3-wall. Ben steps in front of it. Bueno again reaching, good control, backhand a pass. Well, that's a tough one on the wall. Stan. Beautiful return of Migarena. Scrambling, he did lay it up. Ben picks it off the wall. Backhand launched. Clears both Cyclones. Bueno saves the rebote, but it's too high. That caught the overhead screen. It's out of play. First point for Stan and Ben, set 2.
And all the players trying to pass the ball to the back wall. That one just caught the overhead screen.
Here's a catch by Amigarena, open things up back inside. Stan. Oh, runner. Amigarena gets there. Left side, hooked up the middle. Here's Bueno Costado, hard inside. Ben, what a scoop. Karam, that's low. That caught the pad, and the pad is bad. 3 points for the Cyclones.
That was pretty far back with that Karam attempt. We have seen him make it from about the 8 line, 9 line. Close you are to the sidewall when you snap that Karam. If your opponents are standing mid-court to the inside, you can get them. Ben has done it. But gotta clear that pad and avoid the unforced error.
Ooh, that's an underserve. First fault for Bueno, second one coming up. Serve is good. Ben steps up, makes the catch. Back to the inside. Amigarena looking for it. Bueno has to play the rebote. Stan on the right side. Over the top. Amigarena runs under it to cut it off. Ben on the forehand, middle of the court. Kicks it off the sidewall. Back to Bueno. Bueno. It's a tough one. Ben steps in front of it and saves the rebote. Quick reaction. Amigarena goes high and deep. Ben, no fear, goes into the corner, pulls it off the wall. Here's Bueno now. 7 line, looking to pass. Now Stan has to play the rebote. That takes Amigarena to the outside. Forehand dropping and scoring. 4 points. The lead 4-1 for the Cyclones. Ben on the inside. Here's Amigarena. Low bullet on the wall. Dropping. Ben ducks. Stan saves it. Bueno steps in front. Cortada scoop by Stan. Sends it back inside. Here's Amigarena with a drop ball. That's 2 now for the Renegades. They'll serve.
Is that Amigarena's first drop this
Maybe.
this match?
He's been solid.
He has been solid.
That one crossing. Amigarena steps back, makes the catch. Here's Ben. Deep in the backcourt, floats it up. Amigarena steps up. He's at the 10 line. Catch by Stan. Stan goes deep. Wall to wall. That's coming out to the rebote. Bueno inside placement. Scoop by Ben. That one coming way out again. Bueno tracks it down. More power to the inside. Ben, no fear again. Takes it right off the wall. Rebote left side, hooked. 5 points, possible set and a possible match point for Bueno and Amigarena.
Don't know if, I mean, it had the effect of being hooked, but don't know if Stan hooked that or if he was going for an outside placement of that rebote. It was in the pad, so that was the net effect, but.
Ben handles the serve from the 10 line, floats it inside. Amigarena in the corner makes the play. Tough stop by Ben overhead. That kicks one off the side wall. Amigarena now in the middle of the court. Ben from the 11 line. Amigarena keeps it on the left, plays it back off the wall. Ben reaching in, stops it again. That one drops in the corner. Rebote saved by Stan. Bueno looking to attack. Forehand. Knocked down by Ben. Point, set, and match. Bueno and Amigarena 6-2, 6-2. Take it in straight sets. And the Cyclones picking up their 3rd win of the game day, courtesy of Bueno and Amigarena. They have now secured at least a tie and a chance for Inaki against Urbieta up next to win the game day. Ori, Keita, and Rock against Gonaga and 4, as those will be the final 2 to close out the game day. Game day score reflecting that win by Bueno and Migarena. Back-to-back straight set victories over Stan and Ben. So Bueno and Migarena picking up their 3rd win of the season now, 3-5. Stan and Ben dropping to 0-9. But still the Renegades squarely in the playoff picture, and barring any crazy comeback by the Cyclones over their next 3 game days after this, Renegades should find themselves playing on into May. We will hear from our winners, Bueno and Migarena. Second time here for Bueno, probably maybe his best day of this Winter 25 season. Migarena, great support back behind him too. It ends in a straight set win for the Cyclones. Here they are, Bueno and Migarena. Congratulations, guys. You just beat this team about 10 days ago, 6-3, 6-0. So what was the key to not getting out complacent with a slow start against the same team?
We play very well. We don't do many mistakes. We do easy. We just catch the ball, throw the ball against their left wall, and waiting their mistakes. So very happy for this victory.
Yeah, simple game plan. It worked out well, guys. Congratulations. We'll see what happens in these next 2 matches. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go Clones.
A chance for Inaki here to win the game day for his team in singles against his former teammate, Urbieta.
In any of these interviews, have the Cyclones done the whoosh whoosh?
No, I don't think
and you
done
will
it.
recognize that is the first time you've ever heard that come out of, unless I was referring to like a car wash or something like that.
No, they haven't done it yet, but so far so good.
All right.
Winning 3 of the 4 matches, and Inaki coming out here looking to win the game day. Inaki just 1-2 in his first season in Division 2 singles. Urbieta, though, moved up from Division 3, and he is 0-3 this year. And that's obviously expected. You know, Urbieta, a lot working against him. I mean, he was in Division 3 last year. He's a backcourter, so doesn't throw as many shots. And Inaki's certainly the more offensive of these 2 players. And Inaki has experience all the way up in Division 1, playing against some of the top players here. Obviously, got to give Inaki the edge, but, you know, with Urbieta, his catching, if he can figure it out, wasn't his best showing in the first match, but he can settle down. He can certainly win this one and keep his team in it. Match number 5 ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 5, 2nd Division singles. Representing the Cyclones, we have number 69, Iñaki. And for the Renegades, number 38, Urbieta.
Inaki serves, we begin. Here's Urbieta on the backhand from the 11 line. Caught near by Inaki. Verbote forehand, played for the big bounce. It scores. First point of the first set goes to Urbieta for the Renegades. He serves.
Yeah, and a smart throw by Urbieta. You know, Inaki's looking to attack, so the one thing you can do on these rebotes is lay them up high off the front wall, get a big bounce off the floor, and just kind of keep Inaki back and don't give him those opportunities to throw from up in the front court.
Let's also not forget Urbieta's cortada serve that he's brought out a couple times. That's real, because look where Inaki is. Inaki's behind the 13 line. Let's see if he goes, not to start off. Here's a backhand by Inaki. To the corner, out to the rebote. Rebote forehand, played high. Inaki takes it on the bounce. Forehand played back to pass. Rebote left side by Urbieta. Here's Inaki. Costado 2-all by Inaki scores. We're all tied up, 1-1. Inaki serves for the Cyclones.
When Inaki began his career, this was his go-to shot, the Costado 2-all. kicks it off the side wall first, then the front wall. Gets it to open up nicely. Take a look here. He's got it in the middle of the court. Gets it to open up and just out of reach of Urbieta. Needed every bit of it there.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta, powerfully thrown. Robote, forehand by Inaki. Scoop by Urbieta. Robote forehand by Iñaki. Robote forehand for the big bounce. Inaki cuts it off. Outside placement by Urbieta will score. Well thrown. 2 points for Urbieta and the Renegades. He serves. That's what Urbieta has a habit of doing. He breaks out, the cortada serve as a surprise.
And how about this? I mean, Inaki not expecting it, kind of opening up away from him too, but he kept it low enough that that's not a difficult catch to make before the second bounce.
Very well done.
It is a difficult catch anyway.
Inaki on the backhand from the 11 line. Robote. Robote forehand. Robote forehand by Urbieta. Inaki's got it. 2-all scores. 2-2. Inaki will serve.
Well, that's where Inaki wants to play, up in front of about the 4 line. If he can, take the ball in the air and shoot these 2-alls consistently. Yeah, he's catching it right there. That's going to be tough for Urbieta. You see, he commits inside and the 2-all goes outside.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta, powerfully thrown. Robote kicks out to the 8 line. Iñaki's there. Urbieta takes that off the side wall beautifully. Inaki on the backhand. Robote forehand over the top. Scoop by Inaki at the 8 line. Urbieta, drop shot. Inaki has it on the forehand. Drop shot. That scores on the second bounce. 3 points for Inaki of the Cyclones. He serves.
Well, Urbieta's certainly going for it, so I like that strategy. Singles, not his strength. I mean, he's a double specialist, and he'll catch every ball there in the backcourt. Singles is more Inaki's speed. He gets the drop shot. He's got a wide variety of shots, and that one perfectly done to score.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta, powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Robote forehand. Caught in the air by Urbieta. Ball missed on the backhand of Urbieta. That's a 4th point for Inaki. Inaki serves.
Yeah, it just hasn't quite been his day. I mean, the catching is usually solid. And his numbers suggest he's one of the best on the roster today. It's been quite a few misses.
Urbieta with a powerful backhand. Robote is coming to the 9 line. Turn 2-alls by Inaki. Urbieta gets there. That scores. 3 points for Urbieta. He serves.
Wow, what a great catch here by Urbieta. Just able to get to this ball. Just did track it down on the outside. He goes to throw it here. Yeah, that's tough. Looked like he caught it again, but play continued. Dropped it perfectly in to score. Kick off the sidewall. The key had killed a lot of the speed.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. There's the cortada serve.
We knew it was coming. There it is.
Here's a backhand by Naki. He goes wall-to-wall on the inside. That ball kicks up and hits at the overhead screen. That's a 5th point for Inaki. Possible set point for Inaki and the Cyclones.
And a big opportunity here to close out this set and get one step closer to winning a game day. It's been a long time since the Cyclones have been able to do it. Last win came on the 24th of February over the Chargers, and just 2 wins in the entire regular season.
Urbieta on the backhand from the 11 line to the inside. Inaki's there. Inaki goes deep. Robote. Inaki on the catch, winds up. 2-all, 2 score. Point and set for Inaki of the Cyclones. He takes the first set 6-3. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Play our next set.
Inaki, that shot-making edge proves to be the difference. You see in the end, just too much to handle. Tostado 2 walls, placement shots, drop shots, anything. Set.
And you're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently in our 5th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. The penultimate game, Andrew. Andrew bet me $100 that I could not use penultimate in the broadcast.
Penultimate.
And my
That'll
Venmo,
get you.
it will be on fire.
You got the 4-syllable word clause. You get 25 cents every time you mix one of those in. So
here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking their breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. So yeah, you said it. Urbieta just with a few misses that we're not used to seeing him miss, and Inaki's been solid today.
Well, it's been a great day. I mean, as has been really the entire season, the Cyclones, I mean, the problem with that team really hasn't been at the top. It's really been towards the middle and the bottom. Some struggles. I mean, with Bueno this year, Ikeda hasn't been at his best, and Rocket, hasn't quite figured it out. And he's had great bursts, but he hasn't put it together over, an entire match. So, you got 3 players who haven't been at their best, and, it's tough to overcome that in this Battle Court format. Playing well today, though, and you see Bueno with 2 wins, and they're in a position to win the game day.
So Inaki pointing there. He's very camera friendly.
Always seems to find him, and
I may have to take some lessons from that guy. I see cameras.
I think you look. I think you look good.
I see a camera. I duck. I spin. Anything I could do to avoid
Just
it.
get away from it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our second set. Urbieta has a serve for the Renegades. Urbieta serves. Our second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Inaki. Robote, midcourt. Inaki's there from the 7 line. Forehand hard to the inside. That goes off the frame of Urbieta Sesta. First point of the second set goes to Inaki.
It's just a powerful throw kicking off the side wall. I mean, usually on those catches, even the difficult ones, but sometimes it's just too hard. It comes up on you quick. That time couldn't get around it in time.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta. He goes for a backhand 2-all, but is stopped on the forehand of Inaki. Inaki's carom return, opens and scores. 2 points for Inaki here in the second set. He serves.
Inaki dangerous on both sides of his body. He gets an opportunity here off a backhand 2-all. And when a player who doesn't usually throw the shot starts breaking that out, that's a good sign for the opponent. It's more of a trick play, trying to sneak one by. Inaki was ready for it and killed it with the carom on the return. Beautifully done.
There's the backhand by Urbieta. Here's the backhand by Inaki. Urbieta goes up the wall, comes down with the ball. Great backhand. Back to the inside, Inaki goes. Inaki with the catch at the 6th line. 2-all, opens and scores. 3 points for Inaki of the Cyclones. He serves.
I mean, Urbieta's doing a great job defensively of just keeping the rally going and making these saves, but I mean, look at where Inaki's pointing the ball. I mean, consistently, he's up in front of the 5 line on his left side, the costado. And you're just not going to win the match if Inaki's got it up there consistently.
There's the backhand by Urbieta. High and hard to the inside. Powerful forehand by Inaki. Hit the overhead screen. Bino shutout here in the second set. Urbieta has a serve.
Yeah, that rebote, right side rebote specifically, kicks up off the front wall and didn't hold anything back, but run the risk of throwing it up and catching that overhead screen. It was just out of play.
Here's the backhand by Inaki to the inside. Rebote coming in low. Urbieta makes the save. Inaki from the costado. Costado inside. Will score. 4 points for Inaki of the Cyclones. He serves.
Yeah, just not going well for Urbieta today. That one kicks and drops right at his feet. And it looked like maybe a little bit of a Magic City bounce too. Came up and in on him and results in a miss.
Urbieta on the catch. Here's the backhand. Inside placement scores for Urbieta. He serves.
Yeah, well, drops one right at Inaki's feet. Same type of throw, same type of play. Urbieta to get one on the board.
Inaki moves up to make the catch on that drop. Serve. Rotate forehand, carom. Inaki's there. Carom by Inaki opens up. Urbieta makes a tremendous save. Here's Inaki. Inaki to the inside. Going for another tremendous catch. That one's tipped. 5 points for Inaki. Possible set point Possible match point.
I mean, that's the second time he's gone into the net today to make a great save. Forehand carom rebote. After it looked like he tried to give a little quick serve with Inaki hanging deep in the backcourt. I mean, this is as good as it gets. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. Just lays it up off the front wall. And Inaki not going to give him a second chance. He's going to convert here.
Here's a backhand by Urbieta to the inside. Inaki's there. Ball tipped.
Wow.
Point set and match to Inaki of the Cyclones, taking it in straight sets. 6-3, 6-2.
And with that, the fourth win for the Cyclones, and they've already won the game day with one match left, defeating the Renegades. Ikeda and Rock will take on Goanaga and Flores in the finale. Again, important for the tiebreaker, more specifically for the Renegades. Already have lost these matches. This one win could be the difference of seeding in the playoffs. We'll be back with that match in just about 3 minutes. Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Game day score reflecting that win just a few moments ago there by Inaki. 2-0 today and winning the game day for his team. Here he is, Inaki of the Cyclones. Inaki 2-0 today, picking up a big win against Urbieta. You guys, not totally out of the playoffs. This performance keeps you in it. How did you guys build off of some of the game days that haven't gone quite your way this year?
To be honest, we thought we are out of the playoffs, but you see today, right? We can win against anybody, so this is good for the team.
Awesome, Inaki. Great playing today. We'll see what happens to this last match. Thank you.
Thank you.
And coming up next, folks, Division 5 doubles match, Ikeda and Rock taking on Goanaga and Flores. Ikeda and Rock 1-6 so far this season. Goanaga and Flores, kind of the opposite, 7-1. Goanaga and Flores won the earlier matchup. That was back on March 31st, 6-2, 6-3 straight set victory going the way of the Renegades. Game day already been won by the Cyclones, but the tiebreaker, first tiebreaker, is total matches won this season. And with the Renegades looking ahead towards the playoffs, you never know how this one match could play into that. It could be the difference between, a second and a third seed, third and fourth seed. You just never know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our final match of the game day. 5th Division doubles representing the Cyclones. We have the team of Ikeda and Rock. And for the Renegades, it's Goanaga and Flores. Backhand to the inside, catch by Rock. Here's Goenaga. Here's Flores on the inside. Backhand opens up. Ikeda's got it in the middle of the court. Sends it high to the inside. Flores is there. Flores floats one up. Here's a catch by Ikeda. Backhand. Wall to wall. Here's the rebote. Rock from the 12 line. Ooh, that kicks up the middle. Goenaga. Fake the cortada, put it back inside. Rock now alone for the rebote. Diving save a little too high, though. That's in the overhead screen. Serves low, stays low, and scores the ace. Makes it 2-0.
Well, we know Goenaga has that serve. Powerful, powerful, powerful.
Backhand up the middle. Here's a catch by Goenaga. Winds it up. Look at Ikeda coming cross court, takes it in the air. Rock reaching. He's got it on the right side. Forehand. They're going to cross the wall, but Flores is there. Now Ikeda backing up from the 10 line to the inside. Flores sends it high. It clears. There's Rock. Go to left side, play to the inside. Rock back at the 13, waits for it. Flores now from the 12, floats it up. Rock on the inside with the catch. Goenaga stops it overhead, low bullet. Here's Rock. Goenaga. Look at Ikeda flying back at the 10 line, keeps it inside. Flores now steps up, makes the play. Ikeda switches to the forehand. Sends it high to the inside, crossing the wall. Goenaga lays it up. There's a catch by Ikeda. Backhand. Not a lot on that rebote. Ooh, it escapes. That gives Ikeda and Rock their first point of this match. Flores has that one in the middle of the court. Low bullet inside, catch by Rock. Goenaga from the 8, rips the backhand inside, catch by Rock from the 10. Lays it along the wall. Goenaga saves the rebote. Catch by Ikeda, he's got it on the inside, low and hard. One-handed attempt missed. Cyclones have tied it, 2-2. Flores has got it in the middle of the court, back inside. Ikeda gets there before it crosses. Rote hooked above the pad. Ikeda winds it up, sends it high to the inside. Flores ducks out of the way. Goenaga comes back to save the rebote. Oh, it's tipped up in the front. Renegades retake the lead, 3-2.
That aggressive play can cut both ways, and in that case, ball was just tipped.
The ace makes it 4-2. Renegades lead by 2.
Goenaga's got such a punishing serve. It doesn't really make a difference who's trying to catch it. That ball just crosses the box hard and fast.
Oh, good stop
Great
there,
catch.
low on the left side by Rock. Sends the backhand deep. Robote forehand. Gonaga saves it inside. Ikeda sweeps that one off the ground. Gonaga waits for it. Costado hard to the inside. Rock knocked it down. 5 points. Possible set point. Yeah, low and hard, throwing it right at Rock's feet. Such a difficult catch for him to make consistently. But after that run, Renegades back in control of the set, 5-2. Rock gets
Great
that one
catch.
before it crosses. Back into the corner. Flores pointing for Gonaga. He saves the rebote. Pitch by Rock up on the right side. Back to the inside. Crosses the wall. Gonaga makes the save. Rock now at the 11. Backhand, low bullet. Cut off by Flores. Here's the backhand, high and deep. To the outside. Here's Rock.
What a
Good
catch.
stop by Gonaga there as it crossed the wall. Rock, nice play of his own on the inside. Backhand. Here's Gonaga. Costado hard to the inside. This one's got a bouncy. Keita calls him off. And it's short. Point and set. Gonaga and Flores win it 6-2. 2 minutes. Come back and play. Second set.
Yeah, Ikeda tried to get in there to make that play. The ball just fell short.
Back over here with Gonaga and Flores making their way off the court. Slow start. I mean, yeah, it was 2-2, but then 4 straight points. They take the first set. Gonaga and Flores, another great season playing together. Lost their second match of the season. It was against, I believe it was Joseph and Julin. And since that point, they've won every match. It's 6 in a row from that point, 7-1 overall, and halfway to taking their 8th match of the year. Back on this side of the cage, though, different story this season. Ikeda and Rock haven't quite been able to get things going. You heard the record, just 1-6, but numbers aren't great for either player in this division either. Some backcourt struggles by Rock in that set. But again, not easy when you got Gonaga just blasting those Costados to the inside when you have to worry about the drop shot, split placement, the 2-wall as well. So just a tough matchup and a reason. There's a reason why Gonaga and Flores have had success in this division. Number 40 up there in the white shirt. One of the best shot makers on the roster. Rock tying back in. All other 3 players already out there on the court, ready to begin our second set. Even though the Renegades are ahead in this match, the Cyclones have already won the game day. Cyclones just their 3rd game day win of the year. And just the 2nd loss for the Renegades since January. Second set ready to begin here. Ikeda and Rock have the serve. There's a serve. We begin set 2. Backhand to the inside, scooped up by Ikeda. This one dropping. Gonaga cuts it off. Sends it back. Low bullet on the wall. Rock is there. Ikeda from the 9, plays it up the middle. Flores, forehand, crossing the wall on the bounce, picked up by Ikeda. He comes over the top on the inside. What a scoop there by Gonaga. Backhand there by Ikeda. Robote left side, turn to the inside. Ikeda gonna let it pass. Here's Rock. Into the Chula, saved by Gonaga, who is dropping low. Rock not gonna get there. That one died. And it's a first point for the Renegades in set 2.
Yeah, Rock was starting off, was hanging out a little bit deep on that play. At some point, either Flores or Gonaga is going to know that and drop it at his feet.
Serve is an ace, 2-0, Renegades lead.
Rock tried to get there and try to stop it beforehand. Did a good job of getting the cesta in the way, just not getting the ball lined up with the cesta to make the catch.
That serve is low, stays low, scoring again. What a serve by Gamedays. That's 3 points.
At some point, Ikeda's going to stand in front of one of these serves and potentially try to pick it. He's asking him right now, do you want me to go for it? I'm looking up at the camera angle. You couldn't see that there, but basically pointing, hey, look, you want me to step in here?
Rock's got this one from the 10 line. Go to the inside. Gamedays leaping grab. He sends it deep. Ikeda looking for the rebote. Sends it inside. Flores now with the forehand. There's one dropping off the wall. Cut off by Ikeda. Ikeda to the inside. Placement scooped up by Gamedays. There's the backhand on the wall. Rock picks it off. Sends it past Flores. Gamedays left side rebote. Picked up in the middle of the court. Ikeda back to the inside. Crossing the wall again. Gamedays makes the save. Ikeda up at the 7 line. Soft placement. Look at Gamedays. Great read. Hard backhand follows. Shoots off the back wall. Ikeda. Quick turn. Scooped up. Here's Gamedays inside. Rock waiting for it. Right into the corner. Gamedays makes the save. Cut off by Ikeda. Backhand. Floated out of reach. Gamedays. Late call. Aggressive one. Flores ducked. He made the save. Outside placement. Ooh, Gamedays all over it. Cortada. Stopped by Rock. Gamedays in the middle of the court, another one. Tough one on the wall, picked up by Rock. Beautiful catch. Rebote saved by Gamedays. Ikeda steps in front of it from the 7 line, sends it back. Flores is there. Backhand to the outside. Rock runs under it. Forehand. Crossing the wall, back to Gamedays in the middle of the court, high to the inside again. Rock let it pass, he saves the rebote on the back end. He's got to get up, Gamedays sends it back to him, and it scores. What a point.
Consistent good play here by Rock. I mean, defensive play, getting the ball back up to the front wall. Great presence of mind here to make this save.
It was.
But, I mean, basically you're laying it up, you're making the save, but to be able to do something offensively with it, a bit too much to ask. Gamedays just moving in on a ball that's just coming right to him.
Hard serve, crossing, and scoring. 5 points, possible set, and a possible match point for Gamedays and Flores. Oh, Rock steps up to that serve, makes the catch. Nice backhand there, rebote. Gamedays right to him. Oh, Ikeda reached in front of him and made the catch. Flores stops it overhead, backhand to the inside, cut off by Ikeda. Again, return. Here's Flores. Ikeda steps back from the 9 line, sends it high to the inside, into the corner. Ikeda saves the rebote, steps in front of it. Over the top by Ikeda, picked up by Gamedays, backhand 2 wall, looking to end it, it's in, but Ikeda saves the rebote. Gamedays in the middle of the court, forehand, low and hard, that will score for the win. Point, set, and match. Gamedays and Flores take it in straight sets, 6-2, 6-0, but the Cyclones win the game day 4-2. Folks, stay tuned for the post-game show. That's coming up in just a few moments.
What is Battle Court Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a carom. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
Another
one.
mate. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-all return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set.
Begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A Battle Court Game Day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing, or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battle Court Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is Battle Court Jai-Alai.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Battle Court post-game show. Cyclones pick up the game day win 4-2 over the Renegades. We have Inaki of the Cyclones joining us in the player's cage as our player of the day today. Inaki, a great performance in both singles and doubles, but we'll focus on the doubles. Playing with Manu this season, you guys have worked out great as a partnership. What has it been like to play with a world-class backcourter in Manu?
I mean, playing with Manu is easiest than playing with anybody, right? He's a big catcher. He talks really good. His collocation in the court is very good. So playing with him is a pleasure and easy. We know each other for a long time, so happy.
Yeah, and your singles game has been strong too. You're comfortable throwing shots on both sides. How long have you been comfortable with that, and when did that start developing for you?
I mean, when you have an opportunity to kill the point, you gotta do it. If not, you are done. You know, I'm not gonna play the second game. I'm not gonna play for making a long game. I think Urbiera can catch and throw all night long, like Flores says. So I try to kill the shot, and that's it.
Inaki, you know, one of the most important things that you bring to Battle Court, to Magic City, is your impeccable sense of humor. Yeah. I know that Jai-Alai can be very frustrating. How do you keep it so light and so funny every day you come into this building?
What I'm gonna tell you is I love being here. This is my place. I came every day with a good humor over here, make jokes. Then it's totally different how I live the highlight, right? Yeah. Depends the result. but I'm gonna have this humor forever and ever, and happy to be here.
And we're very happy to have you here, Inaki. I'm glad you're playing great. Congratulations on the wins tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Great play, Inaki. Will continue on with the post-game show with some of these replays and recap the action between the Renegades and Cyclones tonight. Again, beginning here with a little doubles. That was Ikeda and Manu against Gaucheri and Ben.
I think you'll agree with me, and Inaki makes it fun around here.
I would certainly agree.
Certainly more fun than I make.
Yeah, no, come on, Stu. But he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is. Beautiful 2-all here early on by Gaucheri. He does throw it hard. Ikeda had a bit of a difficult time stopping that one.
See here back inside, we'll look at that. Ben, great catching back in the corner. And you see here's where the action kicks up. Manu lays it up. Gaucheri able to throw a costado, split placement, and Ikeda, tough to make that adjustment from right to left there at the end. And our next match here, Bueno against Stan. Bueno in singles. Hasn't been the best season for him so far, but got right here with this performance over Stan.
No, just catch one more than your opponent, and that's exactly what Bueno was able to do. Again, Stan having a difficult time settling the ball, getting the shots off that he wanted to make. When he did, they just were not scoring. Beautiful rebote by Bueno. You just see Stan in and out of the basket it goes.
And then top division doubles here, Gaucheri and Urbieta against Inaki and Manu. First time we saw Inaki, but not the first time he got a win here.
No, Manu had already come off of an aggressive match against Gaucheri to start things off tonight that went 3 sets. But Inaki took a little bit of pressure off of Manu, got Gaucheri with a couple shots, also was able to shut down Gaucheri's shot game and finish it off in straight sets.
Yeah, you see, take another look here. Manu, that low runner inside, just devastating. He's backing up, it's on the wall, and just tipped it. Match number 4 here, Bueno and Amigarena, and hasn't gone the way that they would have expected, but here against Stan and Ben, another really great performance. Mistake-free, placement to the inside consistently, and that was the recipe for success in this one.
Absolutely. Ben not as effective with Stan as he is with Gaucheri, and it's odd. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, what's going on the front court.
Yeah.
We just see Ben miss a few balls that we don't see him miss when he's playing with number 20 in front of him.
His backhand here, nice catch there, but just a little too much in the end. Amigarena, veteran backcourter, fires it inside. You just see trading left sides. This one right on the wall, dropping in. Stan able to dig it out, but look at where Bueno gets it. Up on the right side, back into the corner, and Ben, that's, you know, leaping grab, no look back behind you. A lot has to be right there to bring it in, and they couldn't. So that gave the Cyclones their 3rd win of the game day, and then Inaki looking for the 4th win and a chance to give them the game day win. Haven't heard that in a while. Executes that carom beautifully. Great defense, but Inaki, second time around, he gets it done here.
Inaki, tremendous focus throughout this match, and like he said in the post-game interview, you know, Urbieta's going to be there catching and throwing all night, so you want to finish him off as quick as you can.
There was the carom
Great
there.
save.
I mean, just incredible. I mean, just kind of flicks it up, it reaches, but look at where Inaki's got it again. That's a consistent theme. 4-line to the inside and scoring there for the win. Renegades would go on to win that final match, ending the game day score 4-2 in the Cyclones' favor. But the Cyclones pick up a full point, and that does keep them alive for a playoff spot. Let's take a look at where all 6 of our teams now stack up, because with that win tonight, the Cyclones, again, it's going to be tough for them to overcome it, but still a chance to make the playoffs a little bit later in the season. They now have 4 points, half a point behind the Warriors. Again, every team really still with a chance so far. The Fireballs have locked in their spot in the playoffs, so we know that for certain. Take a look there. Warriors and Renegades will be in action on Monday, so a big game day for both of those teams. Seeding for the Renegades and the Warriors, still a chance to sneak into the playoffs. We'll begin with Douglas and Manny against Gaucheri and Urbieta. Then Alex and Bradley take on Stan and Ben. Then Correa and Julian go up against Goanaga and Flores. Then 2 singles matches. First, Bradley against Stan. Then Alex will take on Urbieta. Then the finale, Douglas and Julian against Gaucheri and Ben. Should be a great game day. Join us when we return on Monday, 5 p.m. for the Warriors and Renegades. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you Monday.
See you Monday at 5.
do you have any serving rituals?
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Today we're comparing the tennis ball to the highlight ball.
Just like that effortless look, you know, but it's really a lot of effort.
5 facts about Battle Court Jai-Alai you didn't know.
The ball averages a speed of 150 miles an hour, and the world record is 190 miles an hour.
Hi, my name is Anderson, and I cracked this glass.
I love y'all boys!